and then he put the whole fist inside, and when he put his fist inside, I was like, shit. I was like, what? He was like, the sack is too. I couldn't help it anymore. My chest. It's like head, body, hand, leg, nose. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tochi, and today I would like to talk to you guys about my birth experience as a first-time mom and my first pregnancy. So this is one video I've been looking forward to making for quite some time now, and I'm very excited about this one because it's something that naturally I just like to talk about. But since I'm talking in front of the camera now, it's just going to be for all the right reasons, so I can reach as many people as possible. So a lot of new moms have problems, thinking about how is it going to be like. Sometimes you just find peace listening to someone else's story. So this video is basically to gist you guys about my pregnancy, how it went, whether I had a cesarean section, natural birth, epidural or not, and it promises to be a very, very interesting video. So if you guys are interested in watching this kind of video, please stay tuned to my channel. I'm going to be talking about my pregnancy process, my hospitals, being pregnant here in Nigeria and how it went, the problems I faced as a pregnant woman and all that, and the benefits of also being pregnant around here. So guys, stay tuned to this channel, and please like, subscribe and share this video to your friends, and stay tuned. So guys, I am so excited about this video. First of all, I'm going to start by telling you how I found out I was pregnant. So I got married in March. And I found out I was pregnant in, I think it was April. I found out I was pregnant. It was like a month, just a few weeks pregnant. So I used to stay in the house very often, and I was always feeling sleepy. If you know me, I'm not really a sleeper. Like, I don't sleep too often. I just sleep only when I am really, really tired, and that's probably just in the night. So on this particular period, I was always feeling sleepy, but I didn't consider it as a problem. For me it was just like, okay, when my husband goes to work, the next thing I just is lie down on the floor and sleep, and I just sleep. Like, to me, I was enjoying myself. Like, it's fun. Sleeping very often is fun. I didn't think of anything like that. But then after some time I started feeling very sensitive. My breast started getting very sensitive. Like, any small thing is so painful. Like, even when you wear your bra, like wearing your bra, like when I'm wearing my bra, it became so painful. Like, my breast became so painful. Not talk about if you hit somewhere or touch it mistakenly. Like, my breast just became very extremely sensitive. Then I had started googling things about pregnancy and all that, so I was getting suspicious, but I was waiting for my period to come to know whether it was actually pregnancy or not. So I think the first time I tried it, I tested myself. I bought this pregnancy stick, this very cheap pregnancy stick, like this, like 50 naira or 100 naira. So I bought it and I used it. The first time it was negative. The second time it was negative. Now the third time I was just like, well, let me just waste this last stick. Now this was like the first two were on like 2 days before this particular day, and then on the particular day I tested it. I just tried it. Yes, it came out positive. So I was so excited. So I was very excited. First of all, I went to the mirror. I was looking at myself in the mirror, like, am I really going to be a mom? I couldn't believe that this was actually something that was happening to me. It was too good to be true. So anyway, I digested the news and everything. So I started, the sleep came down. Then I started going through different phases during that first that first trimester, was a lot for me, was a lot to deal with, because I had to, there were certain things that became heightened, like my sense of hearing. I don't know if this still happens to other pregnant women out there, but when I was pregnant, it was like I could hear 5 times more than I can normally hear. Like, I keep on saying, my husband was asking me whether I was even normal, because our inverter charging, it makes this tiny sound. It's this very small screeching sound. I couldn't cope with it. Like, I have to disconnect it whenever there's light, because I don't want, and if I disconnect it, that means the inverter is not charging. Like, I didn't mind not having light just for that sound to stop. I could hear people's TVs in their houses. It was strange, because I wasn't even seeing things about that online, and these things were affecting me. Like, it was driving me crazy, this extra sense of hearing. So apart from that, then smell, boiling rice, like the aroma of boiling rice, was so disgusting to me. I didn't even want to know. I didn't even want to try it. I didn't even want to anything. It was so disgusting to me. Sunlight detergent, that was the detergent we were using at the moment. That even after the pregnancy, the detergent started bringing back the first trimester memories. Like, it was so bad. And then my husband's body cream, perfume, all those things. It was like I was going to cut him off, because I didn't even want to come close to him, or those kind of, those, anything that has to do with smell. So gradually my tummy started coming out, it started showing. In Nigeria, I live in Abeokuta at the moment, and there's some favors I started getting from people. Like, if I go to the ATM, I don't stand on the queue. Naturally, someone will just be like, I should move to the front. Like, so that was like one good benefit. And then when I buy something, I get like bonus, like extra. If you see, I might want to buy like 5 oranges, and I'll get 1 extra just because I'm pregnant. So it was a good thing, naturally. It's like, naturally people are giving you love from here, and the love that you don't even deserve just because you're pregnant. So I was enjoying all that, and then I registered for antenatal when I was about 2 months or thereabout, because as a first time mom, you get really scared. Like, you don't want anything wrong to happen to your baby, so you just want to like register immediately. So already ahead of, I was supposed to take folic acid, and I was taking folic acid. So when I registered, I just like folic acid and iron tablets and all that, and then checking the baby's heartbeat. There was really nothing much in the antenatal, but I started early anyway. So I started at a private hospital, but there are different stories here and there. Register in a private hospital, register in a federal hospital. I was quite confused. People were like, if there's any complication, a private hospital may not be able to handle it. But if I was in a federal hospital, then definitely it will be handled more easily. So people were like, if you want to register in a private hospital, also make sure you registered in a federal hospital. And I was quite confused that I had to leave where I was, and I went to FMC, Federal Medical Center. So on getting there, I realized that it was a lot more difficult, because you don't just go to one place or one building and start your antenatal, register and everything. No. You first go to the account office, you walk to another place, and I was constantly tired. It wasn't easy for me to be going from here to there. It was very difficult, and every time I go to the hospital, in fact, even after the initial process, the first process, I went with my mom, so she was very helpful to me, and it was a lot easier with her. And then going for the constant antenatals, it was supposed to be, first of all, it was supposed to be like every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks when I go, the stress would just be so much. Like, where I would trek to, or I might be told to pay for something, and the account office is so far, I have to trek there, trek back. I was exhausted, that I had to like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So I stopped going to I stopped going to FMC, and then I went to check another hospital at Lanto. I heard it's a very good hospital. It's a Catholic hospital. On getting there, the secretary first of all said, okay, I'm supposed to pay a registration fee. Okay, first of all, before paying anything, I wanted someone to talk to me about how things go. I just wanted to hear something, or probably see what the hospital is like. So, like, is there anybody to talk to me? Is there anybody to attend to me? They're like, no, just pay your money. And I wasn't really feeling that environment. I didn't accept that environment from the beginning. I needed someone to, like, calm me down and tell me that, okay, this place is okay, this is what it's like and all that. We have good qualified doctors. But there was nothing like that. So she directed me to someone to, if I want to talk to someone, I should go to another nurse like that. That one said I should go and pay first before she can talk to me. So the whole negative energy in the environment just made me, I just told my mom, I couldn't stay here, I couldn't do this. So I went back to my initial private hospital, the one I originally went to, which was Mercy Hospital at Pansheke and Inabel. So I went back there, and that was this happened like in a couple of months, and then I went back there finally. And okay, no. While I was in FMC, there were some things I didn't like. Like, first of all, the antenatal was in Yoruba. Like, they don't speak English. I am not a Yoruba person. Even though I understand Yoruba to an extent, I am Igbo. So I don't even prefer it I prefer it to be in English. Let everybody relate. But then I realized that some people, they actually do not even understand English. So Yoruba was like the middle ground. Well, I was coping with it, but then there was always one test or the other, plus the stress. What made me even finally leave after all the tests, like every time there is one test to go or the other. Not that it is bad, but like it was too stressful, because you don't just do the test, you go here, you walk there, you pay for this, you bring the receipt here, you do, oh boy, it was so hard. So finally what broke the camel's back was the one they said I might have gestational diabetes, and then I was told to go and pay for the test, which was quite expensive. For a federal hospital, it was quite expensive with them. And then I was told to bring some things like spoon, cup, glucose, glove, some very awkward things, and I wasn't just ready for all that. I couldn't just contain all that in my head. I was just like, I'm going back to nursing hospital. So I went back to my private hospital, and that was where I stayed. I met my gynecologist, and to the pregnancy process. I was about 30. My mom came because my husband was hardly ever around. He was usually working. So my mom came to my house when I was about 38 weeks on, and we were like waiting for the baby to come within that period. Like, the baby can come between 38 weeks and 42 weeks. That's actually the period when you should expect your baby. So I was at 38 weeks, my mom was here, and we were expecting the baby. 39 weeks, about that 38 weeks, 39, I started getting some small stretch marks on my tummy, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for 40 weeks. And you know how pregnancy is, it's like 1 to 9 months, it just happens. And then on the 9th month, when the baby is supposed to arrive, it feels like another whole 9 months starting all over again, because it feels so long. You're so impatient that it feels like a whole 9 months extra. So at 39 weeks, the stretch marks are started getting so much. My tummy became very itchy. I was trying so hard not to scratch, because I heard that when you scratch your tummy during pregnancy, the stretch marks just keep on increasing. At the point I stopped caring, I just started scratching it. And when you're scratching it, it's so sweet. You just keep scratching it and scratching it. So I had stayed till 40 weeks, still nothing. At this point, I was fed up. I was tired of being pregnant. I was sick and tired at 40 weeks. But then I still stayed. I was at 41 weeks. I went to, me and myself and my mom, we packed our bags, went to the hospital. I told her that I wasn't willing to go any further. I was tired of it, so I wanted to go to the hospital for the doctor to induce me so I can have my baby immediately. So before then, I told myself that, you know, I kept on telling myself my body was made for this. Like, women do this naturally. Your body is made to have this baby, so there's nothing to be scared of. So I wasn't even scared. I confidently walked to the hospital to have my baby and all that. So when I got there, the doctor rescheduled. The doctor told us to come back after another week, so we'll be like 42 weeks. So we know that we had waited till the end and the baby still didn't come. So it was like, if we come back, if the baby doesn't come before that time, then he will induce. So I went back there at 42 weeks, just as planned. The baby had not come. I was frustrated. So at 42 weeks, when did I have her? I had her on the 7th. When did I have my baby? I had my baby on the 6th of December. So on the 4th, I went to the hospital. So on the 4th, I went to the hospital and the doctor, I think that 4th was when he put the balloon. I think it's part of the induction process. So there's this balloon they are supposed to put. You take the balloon, they'll put the balloon inside you and you wear it till it falls out by itself. So that's like the first stage of the induction. They do that like a day before the induction. So it was a very, very, very painful process. My husband was not even around. I actually thought that was the labor already. So when he did that, in my mind I was asking myself, is this how I'm going to, is this what the whole birth thing is like? I thought he had already induced me and the baby was coming. So I quickly called my husband. He was in Lagos. I called him that the baby is coming today. So he left work and started coming back home. So he left work and started coming back to Lagos, to Abeokuta, sorry. So when he got to Abeokuta, I think he got to Abeokuta that night, and then there was nothing anymore. The pain had gone. So the next morning was when I was supposed to be induced. So they came and called me from my room, and then a doctor and then a nurse, they came together to call me. So they said, in fact, when they came to the room, they said, are you ready to dance? You're going to dance today. Are you ready to dance? In my mind, I was like, are they trying to scare me or something? I'm past that. I'm not scared at all. I'm like, okay. So I followed them. We went to the because is it like the elevated? I don't even know what. There's one room you stay before you dilate to 10 centimeters. So after you dilate, they move you to the labor room. So I went to that room and they came and induced me with oxytocin. So already I'd heard oxytocin is quite painful, but when they put it the first time, it was okay. My husband was there, my mom was there. You know, these are just the people I needed. I wore my makeup. I was really feeling fly, like I'm not scared. I'm going to do this comfortably. So so they put the oxytocin in me and I started feeling some small pain in my stomach. I was like, the lady was like, are you feeling anything? The nurse asked me, am I feeling anything? I was like, no, I'm not feeling anything. It was just too small to complain. So she was like, okay. Small, I started feeling pain, little by little. I started feeling the pain. I was like, this, like it comes and goes. I was like, this is the contraction. I was like, okay, I'm feeling something new. At the point, the thing started increasing to the extent to which I wasn't expecting it. Oh my god. It was so bad. It was so bad. That's the child I forgot home. It was so bad, guys. It was so bad. At this point, the oxytocin was like they kept on pushing it more and more and more. They kept pushing it. So before it happened, the doctor came and ruptured the amniotic sac, so my water broke. So my water broke and everywhere was like, it just spilled everywhere. It felt like I was urinating, but it was so bad, like water I couldn't control. So after the thing broke and everything, that was when the oxytocin, I started feeling the effect and all that. So it was so bad, it was so extremely painful that I couldn't cope with it anymore. I was hitting the wall, I was doing, oh my god, it was like, breathe. Like what you are told before during your antenatal is that the only thing you need to do, the only job you have to do is breathe. So I tried to keep on breathing as much as I could, but at this point breathing was not even solving it. The thing was the most painful thing I have ever felt in my life. And we started the process around what time was it? Was it like 10? I think it was like 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. thereabout. Yeah, we started the process around 8 a.m. and those contractions continued. And the doctor, first of all, the doctor came to my hospital. Sorry, the doctor came to my room and checked me the first time, and I was 2 cm, and then he put the whole fist inside. And when he put his fist inside, I was like, shit. I was like, what? He was like, the sac is too high, it's way too high, like my baby is supposed to have come down to my pelvis or something, but the baby is too far up. So he told the nurses that if he comes back and checks me at 3 o'clock and I have not dilated up to at least 8 centimeters, he would take me for cesarean section. So I waited for the doctor, and I stayed from that 8 o'clock. He came again in between to check me around 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. I was still 4 cm. I had just dilated extra 2 cm, like from 2 cm to 4 cm. So me by 3 p.m. and I was still 4 cm. So he was just like, prepare her for CM, for cesarean section. And they started preparing me. And while all these things were happening, when they said they should prepare me for cesarean section, you know, it was like I was not in this world again. It was like I was going crazy. I couldn't help it anymore. I was in my mind, the only thing I was telling myself is, who sent me? I could have just stayed. I won't be pregnant, nothing, I won't have to pass this thing. In fact, when I was having the contractions, I told my husband, are you sure we're not going to do it? My mom said, no, I should not say it, blah blah blah. Okay. They were preparing me for CS, and you know what funny thing is that even with all the contractions and everything, I was extremely tired. It's not like I didn't sleep the night before. I was very, very tired, and I was sleeping in between the contractions. Like when it comes, it's like, oh, I'm screaming and everything. I can't take it. When it goes, the next second I'm asleep. When it comes like this, it's so crazy, and I'm just so much in pains. But when the moment it goes, it's like I sleep off for like 30 seconds, then it comes again, then it goes, then it comes again. It was just crazy. It was just really, really crazy. So eventually I went for the CS, and I got to they prepared the theater and everything. All the nurses, everybody was very, very nice, very wonderful people, wonderful set of people. I pity my doctor because at a point I had to hold the shirt like this, like, oh, please help me. So they put me on one chair. Because of the contractions, I couldn't even keep myself. Like, it was like I was crazy. So they put me on one table like this. Is it a table? No, like a chair. and they had to tie my hands and tie my leg. Hey, so well, the table was very hard, like it wasn't soft like a bed, so my waist was paining me. I was like, doctor, please, on a normal day I don't lie down on I don't lie down on hard surfaces. It's not because of the pregnancy, but on a normal day I can't lie down on the hard surface. Please, I can't do this thing, I can't do this thing. The doctor was like, don't worry, we will do it, don't worry, we will do it. Please don't tear my shirt, please don't tear my shirt. So eventually the doctor said I should pray, and I said, no, pray. He said, pray for us. I said, I cannot pray. And I said, hey, you don't want to pray? And I said, okay. And I said, okay, let me pray now. And I said one really short prayer, like 2 lines, and then he said I should say the grace. So it was from saying the grace I passed out. So I think he probably wanted to know at what point I really passed out. So I passed out, and then we did the whole surgery. So now, what was the surgery like? In fact, I didn't even know such a thing existed. When they put me under anesthesia, that was another level I had never experienced, and I never even knew anything like that existed. It was like I was just going around and round and round. It was like I was seeing all sorts of things, like head, body, hand, leg, nose, mouth. Nothing in this life, or just bunch of body parts coming together. This was how it was. Like it was like I was in another world, and this was how it was. And it was so heavy, and at the same time it was like I could hear what was going on in the theater. It's like I could hear the doctor, because I remember very well the doctor was playing Justin Bieber's song. I can't even deal. He was playing this No Brainer by Justin Bieber. So when I remember the song, it kind of reminds me of that period. So that was how we did the whole surgery. And when I woke up, the first thing I said, I hadn't really woken up, but I remember the first thing I said was give the umbilical cord to my mom. He said, no, we can't give it to your mom, we're going to give it to your husband. I said it the second time because I felt the first time I didn't say it out. I felt the first time I probably said it in my mind. Then I said it again. Then I said, have you brought out my baby? They say, yes, your baby is fine, your baby is fine, your baby is fine. In my mind, I wasn't even, funny thing is that I wasn't even scared of my baby, whether my baby was fine or not. What was bothering me the most is, am I still pregnant? Like at this point, I didn't even want to be pregnant anymore. So when they said they had taken my baby out, I was so happy, like I'm not pregnant anymore. They told my husband they had brought out his baby, and baby was fine, mommy was fine, and everything. So she was, just this beautiful. Okay, I didn't even see her immediately. After they moved me to the general room, they said they had to monitor me, so I couldn't go to my own room at that moment. So they moved me to a general room, and then I hadn't seen my baby. I had only seen my mom and my husband, and all I was happy about was that we did it. I was so happy, and I wanted to see her, but for some reason she was in another room. I couldn't see her immediately, so there wasn't that instant mommy baby bonding. But I told my mom to bring her. They told my mom they couldn't give her to my mom, so my husband had to go by himself, and then he brought her. That was when I held her and I was like, oh, she's so beautiful. Then my mom snapped me immediately. So I'll put the picture somewhere around so you can see it. I saw her for the first time. She was so beautiful. She had pink lips, they looked lined. She had beautiful fingers. Her fingernails were a little longer than usual. She was so beautiful. She weighed 3.6 kg. Funny enough, I was even thinking she would be so big. She weighed 3.6 kg. She was perfect. And even when I wanted to see her, the nurse said they were not going to let me see her because I had just finished the surgery and I was supposed to be sleeping. Like I hadn't slept all night. So they finally gave her to me, and I was just so grateful. I was just so thankful to God, because till now I still feel like it's an honor. God did me an honor, and I don't even deserve it. the pediatrician checked her up the next day. In fact, from when they noticed her, when the pediatrician saw her for the first time, he was able to sense that this baby had overstayed. This baby had stayed for more than 40 weeks. They're like, yes, she stayed for about 42 weeks. But then everything was fine. She was doing very fine, and then we came home, and that's it. So that's just my pregnancy story. So maybe another day we can talk about post-pregnancy story. I don't want this video to be too long, but in general it was a beautiful experience. After giving birth, I felt, in fact, while I was in labor, I was asking myself, why do women do this? Why do women do this? Why do people do this? In fact, after everything, I asked the doctor, I was like, do women actually, are all contractions the same with oxytocin, like being induced with oxytocin? You know, is it the same thing as the natural labor, like when labor comes on its own? Are the pains the same, or is the oxytocin one too much? Because if every woman has, I felt like if every woman has to face that oxytocin pain, I don't think any woman will probably have a baby a second time. And what the doctor told me was that the truth is that they are actually the same. It's just that women tend to forget the pain, and then they go for another one, and then they feel it again. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? Guys, what do you think? Do you think it's actually more painful? Like, is there anybody that has experienced childbirth with oxytocin induction and with just natural delivery, without any source of it, without any means of induction? Has anybody actually experienced the two of them, so we can know which one is more painful, or if they're actually the same? Because I really want to know. Meanwhile, I finished after my CS. I developed this diastasis recti, which is like a kind of like my muscles going apart, and then there's this empty hole where it's like, you know, it's like your muscle walls are dividing and creating entrance, or creating room for your intestine to poke out sometimes. And this happens mostly to women that had CS. I would like to know, is there anybody that has experienced this kind of thing? Is there anybody that, you know, has solution for this kind of things? Are there I heard there are physiotherapies that can actually work it out, you know, make it less painful and all that, because it happens sometimes. It just happens sometimes, especially when I work out, when I do certain exercises. I know I'm not supposed to do exercises like planks and sit-ups and all that, but then what exercises am I supposed to do for tummy, to lose weight in my tummy region? Like, I really like to know, is there anybody that's experienced this? Is there anybody that has actually recovered from it? Because I also heard that surgery is like the only solution, and I'm not willing to go for a surgery just for that, in as much as it's very painful when it happens. It doesn't happen every single time. So guys, let me know in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys will come back to watch more. Please leave a comment below. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have suggestions for me for this problem, diastasis recti, the difference between oxytocin induction and the natural childbirth. What do you think? Do you think anyone is more painful, or is it just that people have different thresholds for pain? So guys, let me know in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.